Hello once again and welcome to another Thought for Thursday. Remember, these are the writings from a 4th century teacher and preacher, John Chrysostom, who was very famous at that time. And some of the other religious leaders and political leaders didn't like him very much because he spoke about some of the things that were going wrong in the society, and leaders really like to maintain the status quo, don't they? Well, if you missed last week, you might want to go back to number 40 because it is about a political situation, and the same for today. So this is number 41. John says here, well, he starts with a question. Is every ruler elected by God to the throne he occupies? Is every emperor, king, and prince chosen by rule? If so, is every law and decree that is promoted by a ruler to be regarded as good and thus be obeyed without question? So are all the rulers there because God wants them, and are all the laws that they pass okay? Well, the answer to all these questions, he says, is no. God has ordained that every society should have rulers whose task is to maintain order so that people may live in peace. God allows rulers to employ soldiers whose task it is to capture and imprison those who violate social order. Now, in the United States, what we would call soldiers are in the military, and their job is primarily national defense, and it is the police, we call them police, not soldiers, who are employed to capture and imprison those who violate social order. So don't be confused. Thus, God will bless and guide any ruler and any soldier, or let's say any police officer, who acts according to these principles. That is, to capture the bad guys and keep safe the good citizens. But many rulers abuse their authority by amassing huge wealth for themselves at the expense of their people, by unjustly punishing those who dare to speak against their evil, and by making unjust war against neighbors. Such rulers have not been selected by God, but rather have usurped the position which a righteous ruler should occupy. And if their laws are and their laws may be wrong, the supreme authority in all matters is not the law of the land, but the law of God. Well, he has some startling things to say about his society and rulers, and perhaps we can consider them as we go to elections, and especially in a country where we have an opportunity to elect officials and they aren't put upon us by birth or appointment. So I hope you can come back next week, and we'll look at the next of his writings. In the meantime, have a great week. Be safe and well. I'll see you then.